Be cautious and be careful of the black magic you put onto yourself by castrating and pulling yourself down. Oh, here we go, another fucking failure. Here we go, another thing I can't do. Because that's going to become a repeatable pattern inside of your subconscious, your psyche, who you are, at such a deep level, you will not have any other choice. You won't have any other option. Excellent, believe we're live. Boys, fuck yeah, the dads. Welcome to 2022, gentlemen. Here we are. A pretty crazy and surreal feeling, isn't it? When we're looking at the date and we're going, yes, that's 2022 right there. Fellas, I wanted to dive in and firstly welcome you to the new year, but secondly, it's been good to have some time off and kick back and really slow things down and reflect with family, with friends, and put myself in a position where I can just make sure that I'm on track and aligned with where we're going. This is an important thing, and it's not that I have anything against you or anyone else who has New Year's resolutions, but essentially mine probably started in September, really, and it's just realigning. Are we on track? Where are we going? There are two things I want to give you boys and offer you, obviously for free. It's yours. You can have it. Read the description, comment. Those catching up on the replay, #replay. Two things. There's our force method and there's our daily planner. Use the force. Comment below if you want that. That is essentially something we're going to break open for you in a second, which is setting you up for the year ahead. And our second one is our daily planner. The hard part with using something like even the force method or setting goals or New Year's resolutions, trying to do it when you don't have a belly full of piss and reacting to everyone else in the world because the calendar ticks over from 2021 to 2022. The hard part with it all, fellas, is making sure that you're building a weekly rhythm and a flow, which is why I want to offer you the daily planner as well. If you want both, comment below, all in, and it is yours. My team and I will send it out to you right away. You can have it. You can have it for life. Two things. The first one is the force method. Man, it's essential that we actually know where we're going in our life and we're putting the right actions in place to head in that direction. Otherwise, I'm telling you right now, life will grab you. It will grab you by the balls instead of you grabbing life by the balls, and it will fucking swing you around in a whirlwind in the chaos of life, and you will be fucked. You'll have severe vertigo. You'll be looking around sedated, distracted, interrupted, frustrated, and all the while breaking down over time because as humans, as organisms, as human beings, we are either starving our relationships to death, we're starving ourselves and nurturing us and who we love in ourselves, value, respect, see worth in. Like self-belief's a hard thing, man. Like it really is. Like it's not easy. We're raised not to be the tall poppy, the whole tall poppy syndrome. I can't even believe that thing fucking exists, let alone what we do in applying it to tall popping ourselves or self-sabotage or letting ourselves know subconsciously or through the words that we're not good enough. You need to be kind to yourself, especially if you speak out loud. If you speak out loud with your mouth and words, if you speak out loud inside of your head, be cautious and be careful of the black magic you put onto yourself by castrating and pulling yourself down. Oh, here we go, another fucking failure. Here we go, another thing I can't do. Because that's going to become a repeatable pattern inside of your subconscious, your psyche, who you are, at such a deep level, you will not have any other choice. You won't have any other option. This is the sad part of life. And when I talk about there's always a choice, trust me, man, there's always a choice. There's always something you can do. 2020, 2021 have been pretty fucking chaotic and tough years for all of us. And for us as men, we burden a lot of the load on our shoulders because you know what? You and me, we have big shoulders. We take on responsibility, we stand up, we do the work, we break our bodies, we break our minds, we break our souls for the family. We're giving and sacrificing. But unfortunately, when that comes at a chronic state because of all the shit going on in the world, not only does the frustration build up, but the breakdowns come. And with these breakdowns, they're not the right kind of breakdowns you want to look through where there's breakthroughs when it comes to your relationships, having hard conversations, or piggybacking off my last episode, the one thing a man needs in 2022, which is courage. Spoiler alert, you should listen to it anyway. But that's what it is. Having the courage and the balls to stand up and say, yes, that's the fucking answer, man. That's the right thing to do. But when we're breaking ourselves, 2 years now, we've been in this slog. It's understanding that A, there's always a choice, and B, there's always something that's coming to kill you, kill us, kill the world. Everything's going to break down. Everything's going to fall apart. No generation is different. It's just the specificity changes. Whether technology is a danger, whether different environments are a danger, different people, different countries. There's always something. So it's imperative, guys, that when I share this with you, and you can have it, like I said, comment. If you want the daily plan, daily plan. If that's our high performance habits daily planner. If you want the force method, which is going to set up your 12 months goal, which I'm going to explain now, comment, use the force. If you want both, comment all in, and we'll send it out to you in the next 24 to 48 hours, because now is the time. Whilst I'm not a fan of New Year's resolutions and reacting to different dates and calendars and whatnot, it's also something that's built into a part of who we are, where we can leverage and pull that psychological lever to go, okay, this is the clean slate. I'm going to flick that switch and I'm going to fucking get after life this time. But when you set this and when you set these goals, you must be willing to innovate, to adapt and adjust, to improvise, to overcome. They're probably all the same thing. But essentially what I'm looking for with my vocabulary and the way I try and connect with you guys is different cues that's going to make you go, yes, that's the way. Because it's not me trying to change you. It's not me ever trying to convince you of anything. It's not me trying to tell you what to do. It's me opening up and creating some space for you to sit in a space like right here and now, amidst all the chaos and bullshit in life, and give back to yourself 5 or 10 minutes and go, what are the discoveries I can take? Is Al saying something that's a part of me that I can adopt and implement inside of my life? Because who is Alex Ranieri and what does it even fucking matter? I'm a collective of thousands of men that have formed up a message of being a true, genuine leader in the face of adversity and forging ourselves through the face of fires and everything that we come to face and try and get on top of this, trying to put one over us to keep moving forward in life, but in a way that's growing and evolving through love and leadership. They are the answer. Not the only answer, but they are the answer for so many to bring that needle back to center. The FORCE method. When we're going through the FORCE method, it's an acronym. Not that I'm an acronym whore, but I do like some of them. And FORCE stands for feelings, outcomes, roadblocks, commitments, and evolution. So let's break this down. I've done this before in a video. There's the circles of significance. That's one of our core principles of HPF. There are only 3 things that matter in your life. Let's keep this very simple. Family, self, and service. Who you turn up for as a family man. If we made it a star of significance, family is broken into 2 parts, your relationships and your children, legacy. Service is broken into 2 parts, your tribe and community and your work, the place where you add value, work, business, whatever you do, your career. But essentially, let's bring it back to the circles, family, self, and service. What you're doing and how you're turning up for your family, what you're doing and how you're turning up and adding value to the world, and for yourself. You are the big cup. You can't pour into the others if yours is fucking empty. You're going to be pouring dust and there'll be cobwebs and shit and no one wins. Nothing happens. Pour into yours first so you can pour into others. When you're working on yourself, it affects everything else around you. But these 3 core areas are all connected because guess what? The type of significance I get from my children and being a father to my children is completely different to me training, being physically fit, healthy, and strong, which is completely different to serving fathers like yourself all over the country. Like, there's a desire and a fulfillment I get from helping fellow men and fathers all over the country that my children will never be able to give me. It's why it's the circles of significance, because they're all different types, but they're all very important to living a life that is rich with rewards and fulfillment, where we can look back and go, yeah, you know what, I had a fucking crack, man, and I lived life on my terms, and I was a high performance father, because you hit all 3. Hard to do, but it is possible. So we apply the circles of significance to our FORCE method. What are the feelings? What are the feelings that you desire? Let's fast forward. It's the 28th of December, 2022 now. Let's fast forward 360 odd days, or 355 days. How do you want to feel when you're looking inside of your relationships and your family and your children? What do you desire? How do you want to feel? Because whilst I don't want to live in fantasy land, feelings are always the ignition. The emotional drives, the emotional attachment will help us reveal and have a set of eyes to find the logical pathway. If you have a strong enough why, which is part of evolution as well, which is the E of force, you will find the how. I promise you, man, you will find the how. Just like I've had to. Many, many years of hardships, failures, and traumas. What are the feelings you desire in your family and yourself? How do you want to feel about yourself and who you are? This is igniting the spark to then find the pathway to move forward and service. What are the feelings you desire in these 3 areas? Awesome. That's great. What are the facts? What are the facts that need to be true? So that's outcomes. FO. What are the feelings? What are the outcomes that need to be true for those feelings to be true? Let's connect the internal and the external reality. Not past, not future, not fantasies. We're here and now, and we have alignment with how we feel inside and what our belief systems are, our value, our identity with what's happening outside in the real world. Excellent. These are the outcomes I desire. Well, what are the roadblocks? Because this is about being real. What are the roadblocks that I'm currently facing inside of my life? What does this look like for you? You know, so when we're looking at feelings, outcomes, feelings are, you know what, Al, I want to be more present and feel more connected to my children and feel like I'm the hero again of the household. Awesome. What are the facts? What are the outcomes that need to be true? You know what? I need to make sure that this isn't getting in the way. I'm going to put my phone in the car. I'm going to time block some special time, which means I've got 3 kids, Al. I've got 2 kids. I've got 4 kids. I'm going to make sure at least once a week I'm spending 20 to 30 minutes with that one kid alone. I'm giving them 2 buckets, full attention, full power. It's theirs, and I am there for them. I tell you, mate, that changes a lot. You would not believe how much creating special time inside of your house, and being structured with it. It's not about just setting up and there's rosters all over your house, but setting up special time with your children. What are the outcomes? Okay, what are the roadblocks? Well, you know what? I've got social media on my phone. I come home late. I bring my work home with me. I've got a home office and no dramas. They're the roadblocks. What are the commitments? to overcoming those? What are the actions you're going to put in place? What are the habits you're going to adopt and put in place? What will you commit to and follow through? Commitment, like that's following through to make sure you overcome the roadblocks, you achieve the outcomes, and you have the feelings be true. And then the E is evolution. How is this moving you and your family forward? Why is this a goal worth chasing? Boys, comment below, use the force. If you want this, it's yours. You can have it. We use it for all of our fathers in our elite coaching program. It's a phenomenal resource. Feelings, outcomes, roadblocks, commitments, evolution. When you do that with family, when you do that with self, when you do that with service, it will be confronting. It will strip back bare some of the bullshit and stories that we all feed ourselves, that you probably are as well, just like I can. And we all have that in us, right? The little voice inside. But essentially, it's about removing blame and shame, the judge and the victim, and getting clarity on what we can do about it. What are you going to do about it? Because we all have those feelings where something happens, right? We feel like we can handle things, and something so small happens. It's just like, fuck. You show up there like, this is fucked. What the fuck am I even doing this shit for? Like, it never works out. I'm telling you, you're not alone. This happens to everyone. What can I do about it? Yes, emotions are important. Let's not mope around and sit on it for a day, a week, a month, a year. We're already 5 days in. You've got 360 days of the year left. 1,000 minutes a day. We all have that. Take away sleep. You've got 1,000 minutes a day. You've got 360,000 minutes. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time. What does that end up being? Like 6,000 hours. 6,084 hours to be exact for the entire year. But like we said, some of that's already passed. So boys, when we're applying the force method, we're getting clear on the feelings that we desire in family, self, and service, and connecting them all. Being truthful and honest. The truth always wins. The question is, are you going to be happy with the truth when it rears its ugly head voluntarily, or are you going to be active in seeking and creating a better level of truth in your life? Outcomes, roadblocks, commitments, and evolution. That's our force method. The daily planner, cool, let's dial that in. What are your most important things? What's your MIT? It's another acronym. What's your most important thing or target in family, self, and service? Beautiful. Lay that out. I'm not going to show it here. I'll happily send it to you. It's easy to print off. It's yours. Like I said, you have it for life. Cool. If there's the opportunity for 2 or 3 more things, what does that look like for you in family, self, and service? No dramas. You're going to get a score out of 15. All right, let's look at some of the subjective data as well. Are you tracking your nutrition, your exercise? Are you creating space for yourself? Leadership, what does that look like? Are you aligned with your goals? Are you feeling self-value? This combined gives you a whole score out of 50. You get a high performance score of 50 every single day. What did you get? Was it 23? Was it 34? Was it 47? What are your trackable habits for the month? You only need one each month, because to bring a habit in, you've got to take one away. To cut away a shit habit in your life, it gives you the room and freedom and space to bring one in. This is where it's a beautiful double whammy here. Look at it this way. If you bring in one good habit, cut a shit one away in family, in self, in service, and you have a 50% hit ratio over 12 months, so that means you've got 6 months successfully. You've brought in 18 new habits and you've fucked off 18 shit ones. How much do you think that'll change your life? Like, I want you to start thinking now, and you probably already are. Start processing. What are things that you know you shouldn't be doing? What's a poor habit? What's a poor part of your belief in your identity system and identity cycle that you need to cut away? When you do that, that gives you leverage. That gives you time and energy. That gives you space to create, to innovate and go, I'm going to bring this in now. This is important for me. The daily planner is phenomenal for that, because whilst the force method is great, you fill it all in, you get your email copy, you can print it off, you can put it wherever you want, and all of a sudden you just fucking forget about it. And like 92% of the world in the first 4 weeks, New Year's resolutions and goals and all that sort of shit's shut the shit. It's gone. It's done. This is about establishing a real rhythm and cycle inside of your life. And the rhythm that we have as men, what we're conditioned to, the way that the world works and what we've agreed on, 7 days of the week, is a weekly cycle. It's a weekly rhythm. Your daily planner, I only do it for 5 days. I have Saturday and Sunday there, but that's optional. 5 days, man. 5 days nailing your most important thing. 3 things. If you can do 15 things over 5 to 7,000 minutes, that are going to get you in the right direction, stay aligned with your force method, I promise you now, you'll have a very fucking successful year in 2022. Very successful. And if the shit hits the fan even more in the world, you have the ability, the power, the belief and confidence to innovate and adapt. You know, I sold my gym for a 7x loss at the end of 2019 and 2020. I went all in on RDM towards earlier in the year, probably towards the middle of 2019. Went all in. Gym was failing, had 30 grand of rent. I had nearly $250,000 of debt. But just in my gym rent alone, gone. I invested that in my coach. He's still my coach today. He's a phenomenal man. And I just went, fuck this. I'm going all in. I'm going to do whatever it takes. That's a very ballsy move. Had one baby on the boob, had another one 2.5 years of age. Like it took a lot of fucking balls, man. My gym was dying. I'm like, fuck that. I'm going all in on this. Now, yes, some might look at it and go, oh, you're lucky, Al. You know, you got out before COVID hit and all the gyms were shut down. I'm like, oh, man, I sold that for a 7x loss. But what I did in that is I bought my freedom of time back and my mental capacity to now focus on creating. And look where we are now. There's nothing close to what we do here. And that's not bragging or arrogance. It runs on the board and results, and it's continued service for men like yourself all over the country, whether it's a paid service on the inside or here now in this free group. So men, please take this opportunity. Take this and adopt what we've done, what's tried, tested, and true, and apply it to your life right away. Comment below now, all in. Take both. Don't just do the force method. Don't just get the daily planner. You need to sit down and go, what do I want? What does that look like for me? What do I want? Why? What will it equal when I get it? What will happen if I don't? Because what is the alternative? Like, what's the pain? What's the alternative if you don't do something? Because that shit's real. Don't tell yourself you got 3 years or 5 years or 7 years. Cut that into months. Because when that comes through, and life kicks you up the ass, it's too fucking late. Comment all in below. I'll get my team to get this out to you in the next 24 to 48 hours. We'll send you the force method. That's a link you can dive into and do your answers, fill in everything you need to get clear on what the year looks like for you. Do it properly. Don't just write on a post-it note. Don't just say, these are my goals in 12 months and this is what I want to do. The force method. I'm telling you, man, it's very powerful. It's very eye-opening. Give yourself space and time, 10 minutes to half an hour, not that much. Give yourself the time, set the state, and set the stage for what you want to achieve this year. And then back that up with the daily planner. And I promise you, boys, you will follow through and create amazing changes here off the back of obviously this group, the podcast, everything we're giving you to make sure your state stays aligned. You elevate that state by focusing. That's the most powerful thing you and I'll ever have. Focus on what's most important in your life. That's why the daily planner is there. Your most important things. When I say things, family, self, and service is only one most important thing, but in each circle. And like I said, you follow through, you take action, man. You'll